Cape Verde did not just qualify for the World Cup, they took Cameroon's seat. They took FIFA's money and they forced the football world to learn where Praia is. This was never just a football result, it was an entry. And once you see what changed hands that night, you cannot unsee it. Hi, this is Cyrus Fernando alongside FGTP. From glory to power, where football meets money, media, influence and control. On October 13, 2025, Cape Verde beat Eswatini 3-0 at Estadio Nacional in Praia. The first half was tight. Eswatini sat deep. Cape Verde missed chances and looked tense. 3 minutes after the break, Daylon Livramento got the first. 6 minutes later, Willy Semedo added the second. In stoppage time, Stopera, 37 years old, scored the third and ran away with both arms raised. The senior man on the pitch capped the night his country reached its first World Cup, a project closing on time. The Blue Sharks finished Group D on 23 points, 4 ahead of Cameroon, the African nation with the most World Cup appearances in history. Cape Verde were direct qualifiers for 2026, the first time ever. That is the sporting version. The institutional version is harder and more important. FIFA's approved 2026 payout structure guarantees each participating federation at least 10.5 million US, including 1.5 million for preparation, with FIFA reportedly preparing a further increase before the tournament even begins. That means Cape Verde, a country of around 525,000 people, did not just win a group, they unlocked a base of guaranteed federation income larger than anything in their football history. A fairy tale tells you the story was beautiful. It does not tell you what the story brought. Cape Verde took a World Cup seat ahead of Cameroon. Cameroon left waiting on a playoff route. Cape Verde walked through the front door. Cape Verde is an archipelago of 10 islands off the coast of West Africa. Around 525,000 people live there. The land area is just over 4,000 square kilometers. At the moment they qualified, Cape Verde became the smallest country by land area ever to reach the Men's World Cup, and the second smallest by population behind Iceland in 2018. Curacao broke that record weeks later. The point still stands. At the moment they walked through it, no smaller country had ever opened that door. Football's qualification system was not built with countries this size in mind. Federation economic scale with population, broadcast market and club infrastructure. Cape Verde has a small domestic league. Most of the squad earns its living spread across 14 countries from the United Arab Emirates to Ireland. A national team built out of a global diaspora made to work well enough to beat a nation with 8 previous World Cup appearances. Group D was supposed to be a Cameroon group. 8 previous World Cup finals. Andre Onana in goal. Brian Mbeumo in attack. Continental brand, big league names. Cape Verde started behind on every measure that traditionally counts. The campaign told a different story. Cape Verde finished with 7 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat. They came from 3-1 down to draw 3-3 away in Libya in the penultimate fixture, the kind of result that usually wrecks a small nation's nerve. Then they closed a deal at home. Cameroon, on the same final match day, were held to a goalless draw at home by Angola in Yaoundé. Only the group winner went straight through. Cape Verde finished 4 points clear. Coach Pedro Brito, known as Bubista, has been in charge since 2020. He was the assistant before that twice. He survived bad results. He kept the structure when others would have changed it. This was not an upset. It was a 5-year project that closed on time. Most football coverage treats visibility as soft. It isn't. Visibility is one of the hardest currencies in sport. When Cape Verde sealed qualification, FIFA President Gianni Infantino issued a statement in Portuguese describing the moment as historic and confirming the team would feature in at least 3 of the 104 games at the World Cup 2026. 3 games mean broadcast windows, sponsorship activation, and guaranteed audience inside most watched football event ever staged. Before this campaign, Cape Verde existed in African football as a credible but minor presence. They reached 4 AFCON tournaments between 2013 and 2023, twice making the quarterfinals. Respected without being central. After this campaign, they are inside the global event. Visibility is infrastructure. Better friendlies become easier to schedule. Eligible Diaspora kids in Lisbon, Rotterdam, and Paris start picking Cape Verde over alternatives. Scouts watch the domestic league with new eyes. None of this is theoretical. The 2026 World Cup is the first to feature 48 teams instead of 32. Africans' allocation rose from 5 places to 9. That is a structural change Cape Verde walked through. Critics of expansion often argue it dilutes the tournament. The Cape Verde case is the counter-argument. A federation that had reached AFCON quarterfinals, that had built a system on diaspora talent and disciplined coaching, finally had a route that matched its progress. Expansion did not lower the standard, it widened the gate. Cape Verde are the 22nd team to qualify for 2026, one of 3 debutants alongside Uzbekistan and Jordan. Each carries the same minimal FIFA payout, the same broadcast guarantee. The lesson is not that expansion made the World Cup easier. It is that the expansion finally exposed how many serious football nations had been trapped outside the door. The Cape Verde squad does not look like a traditional national team roster. The 25 players are spread across 14 countries. Veteran experience comes from internationals like Ryan Mendes and Jamiro Monteiro. Voninha anchored the campaign in goal. Roberto Lopez, known as Pico, was born in Ireland to a Cape Verdean father and made his Cape Verde debut at 27. This is a diaspora model. For a small nation, it is the operating model. You identify eligible players abroad, build relationships, and run a coaching system that absorbs players who only meet in international windows and still execute against bigger opponents. Babista has held this together since 2020. Cape Verde stayed with one structure, one identity, one set of standards through the whole World Cup cycle. The squad knew its job in October 2025 because it had been doing the same job for years. Continuity is unglamorous. It is also how small nations beat bigger ones. This is not just a story about a small country having a moment. Cape Verde now enter the World Cup window with a different set of options. Player valuations rise when international visibility rises. Federation revenues increase through FIFA payouts and matchday income. Youth pathways become easier to fund when the senior team is broadcast across 3 guaranteed group games. The risk is real. Many small nations qualify once and then slide back. The Cape Verde case is not the 2026 tournament. The test is what the federation does between 2026 and the next cycle. Can they extend the staff that delivered this result? Can they convert one campaign into a system? Not whether the moment was beautiful, whether the moment can be used. The Cape Verde story works because it moves in sequence. First, the structure. 5 years under one head coach. A Diaspora model treated as an operating system, not the backup plan. Defensive shape and quick transitions repeated until the team could run them against any opponent. Then the campaign. 7 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. A 4-point margin over Cameroon. A 3-3 comeback in Libya that should have broken them. A win on the final day with the country watching. Then the access. A guaranteed minimum payout from FIFA, with more reportedly to come. 3 guaranteed group games on the global broadcast. Size does not decide outcomes. Structure does. Continuity does. Cameroon had history. Cape Verde had a plan. The plan beat the history. All structural and financial references are drawn from publicly available sources, including FIFA, Reuters, ESPN, CAF, and Al Jazeera reporting. At the moment they qualified, no smaller country by land area had ever reached a men's World Cup. Cape Verde earned every metre of it. This $19 football power map breaks down exactly who controls the money, the decisions, and the access behind the 2026 World Cup. If you want to understand what we have just covered at the next level, the link is in the description. If you want the full human story behind Cape Verde's qualification, the players, the Diaspora, and what this moment meant to 10 islands, FNTG has it. Click it on your screen right now. This was not just about who won, it was about what that win was worth. I'm Cyrus Fernando, this is FGTP, from glory to power, and I'll see you soon.